Thousands of years ago, celestial beings made of an inky essence were born into this world through unknown means. They built a strong empire out of magic that brought them to life, and found veins of this substance deep in the earth. They called it Ica, or God's blood. They developed a society around the core and used it to create art and life. However, there was a darkness brewing in the bowels of the islands as the Ica was alive. The blot emerged from the earth, creating entities who had souls darker than the night. A great war was waged against this being, but with their newfound magic, the celestial armies drew their darkness back, along with the rest of its spawn. Unfortunately, a curse befell the lands of Ing, and their bodies grew uncontrollable and volatile. They called it the Blot's Curse. In an act to save everyone that many still question to this day, the celestial wizard, Yen Sid, gave up his magic and created a machine to purify the Ica deep within the veins and concentrate it into helping those of Inkwell. Thus, the golden era of reanimation began, with the islands having new societies rise from the rubble. Toons created cities, towns, and houses within Toontown at its very core. This period of peace did not last, however. Greed overtook the Toons as the machine would provide anything they wanted. Many sought to have it all to themselves. This greed turned into a lust for power that divided the Toons. The instability caused by the crumbling society only reawakened the Blot's Curse. This ended the golden era of peace, and panic swept the nation. Those affected by the Blot sought out Mickey, the mayor of Toontown. Mickey, realizing he could not do this alone, started a new order within Inkwell. Toons were separated into factions, each led by the Stars, elected leaders that would form parties to search for the fabled ink machine. This plan will lead to devastation. Many Toons were lost, and Inkwell was forever divided. What began as a search for a cure turned into a deadly competition, which ultimately led the Stars to retreat into their own guilds, locking themselves away from the deadly disease that ravaged their home. What the Stars didn't know was that the ink machine had been torn apart by the Celestials, with the main artifacts of the machine being divided among them. Finally, with no explanation, the Celestials disappeared. With no cure for the Blots, Toons began to lose hope in their champions. Many have gone missing, and more succumbed to the Blot. The rest are left to deal with the pieces they left behind. This is where our story begins.